Catcher in the Rye. How can one event change an individual's view of the world? For Holden Caulfield, the protagonist of The Catcher in the Rye, many events change his view of the world. The major event that changed how Holden views the world, and which is the root of his many internal conflicts, is the death of his brother Allie. While still grieving his brother's death and unable to articulate his problems, Holden begins to view the world in isolation. By constantly lying and living alone, Holden avoids any emotional connection for fear of losing what he had with Allie. Since his brother's death, Holden looks for the faults in people and refers to the majority of the people he meets as phonies. Holden also has a fear of change and wishes he lived in a world like the museum, where nothing would change and everything would stay exactly as he remembers. In addition to the immense impact Allie had on Holden, his many experiences at the Edmont Hotel also shape his view of the world. When looking out his window and seeing a man dressing as a woman and a couple spitting water in each other's faces, Holden recognizes that he doesn't understand adults and loses faith in their behavior. Later on, when Holden orders a prostitute and decides not to follow through with his intended actions, the audience realizes that all Holden wants and needs is someone to care. When the prostitute and her boss return demanding more money and beat him up, Holden fears that all people want is money and whatever they desire, making him hate adults even more. While many experiences made Holden view the world in a dark light, the one thing that brightens it up is his younger sister Phoebe. When speaking with Phoebe, Holden realizes that he wants to save children from losing their innocence by being a catcher in the rye. He recognizes that the view of the world from a child's eyes is pure, true, and innocent, and he wants to save that mindset. When visiting Phoebe's school and seeing profanity on the walls, and later again at the museum, he rationalizes that people are out to destroy children's innocence, and he wants to save them. Just like Holden's personal experiences have affected his view of the world, events in America's history have also changed people's view of the world. One prime example is the effects of 9/11. After 9/11, many people were scared and more suspicious of others. People didn't feel like they could trust others. This can clearly be seen with airport security. Ever since the event, the Transportation Security Administration has had created more screens before boarding, doesn't allow people to bring liquids on board, and requires passengers to have their belongings and shoes screened, with the occasional random pat-down searches. The Patriot Act was also passed, giving broad powers of surveillance and investigation to law enforcement agencies, from the federal level like the FBI, all the way down to the local level like your city's police force. All of these precautions, along with others, were taken because of the horrors of 9/11 and how people view the world differently but want to keep people safe. Whether it be an event that affects a whole country and the world, or the personal experiences of a teenage boy, events can certainly change how one views the world.